Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to the weekly wrap up.
Yep, that was a request was for a weekly wrap up. You know what's going to be great is like every week there's a new name for this segment.
And you got to make a new thumbnail each time. Is it still
Yeah,
great,
like
Oscar?
that. I don't know. But
It's a
yeah, weekly
good
wrap up.
it's a good theme at least for getting close to Christmas, the weekly wrap up. We're
Yeah, why
unwrapping this for you.
we had conversation like why people didn't like roundup as opposed to them liking wrap up. I remember being like, is it was roundup just like a Texas thing or something? Like
Yeah. I mean, maybe I've been in Texas long enough that I wouldn't notice.
you're desensitized.
Yeah.
Um, But yeah, so slow week. We have a few things to go over. Nothing crazy. On the Force of Will front, there's just a couple small details. I don't have the full detail of the information, but there was three tournaments that took place over the weekend. Two were Vite Circuit tournaments. One of them in Chicago, and I believe the other one was at Games and Geek. Then there was the Wanderer. Was it the Stone event? Which was I believe in Bethlehem. I know Todd was running that one. I know Jeremy won Chicago. You know, we're gonna find out like, oh no, those were all two of those were from one location. Oscar, what are you doing? But I believe he won Chicago with Adam, and then I know Derek Mogoneza won the Games of Geek one. I'm not sure what he was running though, and then I'm not sure how the Wander one ended up either.
I forget. I think I saw it somewhere, but I forget now. But
There's deck lists in the global group. I used to be able to keep track of a lot of the lists on their website. It just became a lot of tedious putting lists together, and I kind of honestly I got tired of putting those lists together. So I always put it out there. If anybody has those Gasha file like tag names, just let me know, and I'll start putting those back up on the website again. I know people really like going there. Just like I said,
when
it's a lot of effort to put those little
Well,
itty
it's
bitty things
self-imposed
in.
effort because I said it was fine just to throw up the images, and you're like, "No, it's got to be gachas, and then it's got to be the text list under the gachas." And
Well, what images of bad handwriting?
yeah, that's fine.
Okay, I mean,
It's better than nothing. I, I don't think people would complain too much, and if they do, we can be like, "Well, then you send us the gachas, and we'll put them up for you if it's a
yeah.
big deal." Um, But yeah, so that's the main thing. Oh, and I should also mention what I think we'll do is at the end of the news here, we'll do any cleanup for channel news and channel stuff like that. I think it'd be good to keep people up to date on what's going on our front. And one thing we forgot to do at the very beginning was to let you guys know this is also brought to you by Happy Little Hug Factory. If you guys are looking for forcible singles or sealed product, check out their website. They have pre-orders up for the Star Decks for the next set. I forgot to double check if they had the new set itself up for pre-order, but there is.
Yeah, Alice Origin 2 booster box, $48 pre-order.
Oh, nice. Yeah, and that's
as well
gonna.
as the two starter decks.
Yeah, and that'll be some of the best prices you can get. And right now they have a. Let me make sure I have the details right. Starters are $20. But if you buy them with a booster box, you get $5 off of the starter deck for anyone who's interested. And most people are going to be bundling them because if it's anything like this set, this cards are going to be unique to the star deck. So you're going to pretty much have to buy the star decks and the booster box. So might as well do it all in one order. Make sure you click that link in the description below when you place the order as well, and place the order as you're clicking the link type of thing, and because it won't remember you if you come back a day later or something like that. But
Yeah, it looks like they still have starter decks from the last set, the Faria and Melgus.
yeah,
So if anybody missed out on that, you can still pick those up.
yeah, you definitely want to pick those up because there's still no guarantee that those will ever get reprinted. So luckily, it looks like there's a little bit, might be a bigger stock this time around than what we saw with the last star decks, but ideally they'll sell out at some point. But yeah, so that was pretty much all the Force of Will news. So moving on to the next thing I'll mention, Caster Chronicles, their next booster set. It looks like it was delayed to the end of February, I believe, is what was mentioned, which is why spoilers had slowed down. There's still no word on why it was delayed, what's going on. It could be just like maybe they ran into some printing issues or card trouble, something like that, or maybe they're adjusting it so that like the release date lines up better with coordinating with how Force of Will releases, just on the company side, so it all flows better or something like that. I don't know, but if anyone follows casters, that was delayed a bit, but it's still coming out. Just yeah.
One note I had here was, I'm gonna let you talk about one of those on your own. I don't know too much about it, but Legends of Runeterra, which was a kind of digital card game that me and Joey have been playing with. If you saw on the channel or saw on our streams when we were streaming it, it's going to be coming to the beta soon. I know they announced at the beginning of the new year, so I'm not sure if that means immediately or maybe within the first 2 months. But look out for that. Kind of something that we're going to start playing a lot more often. It's actually a lot of fun. If you haven't seen it, go check out our video we did. It was just me and Joey hanging out doing one of the drafts that they had in game when they introduced the feature. A lot of fun.
Yeah. And also going over to ManaCrest, I've mentioned this a couple times. If you guys missed it, I did an interview with one of the guys working on the game on the channel here. You can go check that out. But the game was launched on Kickstarter. They actually relaunched it and they readjusted the goals and they readjusted the tiers to be better beneficial to people who are contributing and a bunch of different stuff. They completely restructured it. They relaunched it like 2 days ago.
Okay.
And it got completely funded, so that is for sure coming out. So now they have stretch goals. Some of those stretch goals include, I think their original goal was 5,000, so they met that instantly pretty much. I think it's the $15,000 goal. It's either the $10,000 or $15,000 goal. One of those is they'll bring, because this is a game that's going to be digital and physical simultaneously. One of those goals is bringing it to the Nintendo Switch. So if you guys have Switches, that'd be really cool to see, I think. It's something I'm excited for.
Right now. I keep looking down. I'm doing like surprise trades.
I'm gonna go sell a couple cards so I can support them on the Kickstarter, because I'm super interested. I really like their card design layout, how it shows off the art. I like how they're going to be supporting multiple formats, including 3-4 player formats and stuff like that. So it seems like a really cool game that I'll definitely.
Yeah, it definitely looks cool. Everybody who hasn't seen it, just check it out. There is some gameplay on their Kickstarter if you go look at it. I was wondering though, 'cause I feel like we had seen it launched over a week ago, and then all of a sudden, like I saw they made their goal within a day, so I was like kind of thrown off by that. But so it's a relaunch, is what it was.
Yeah. They closed down the other one and let people know to repledge on this one, because they, their first time doing Kickstarter, and they realized, the initial goal, while they might have met it doesn't best represent what could be done, and they wouldn't have met any of the stretch goals and stuff like that. So they restructured that, and some of the tiers, like I was pointing out to Oscar, like the best tier before was the $250 tier to get most of the things you need, and now it looks like you could do the $75 or $100 tier and get most of the things you need now. So although that could have been the same before.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I should look at it again, because the last time I saw it was when it first launched. But if you guys are kind of like liking when we kind of feature these like other smaller, I guess say indie card games, let us know if there's any that you see that you may want us to talk about. Like there's one called Eternia that we're gonna be looking into. That has a lot of like attention, I think, amongst some other content creators as well as just regular really good players in Force of Will and other games. But that's one we're looking into. So if you know of any others, just feel free to let us know. A lot of times some of these will sneak up. Like some of them I'll see ahead of time. Some of them are just like they pop out of nowhere. I'm like, oh, what's this?
Yeah. And I definitely like one of my favorite things to do is to talk to some of these people and the creators of the games and stuff like that, like I did with ManaCrest and stuff. So yeah,
those talks are really cool. I like to see those. Another thing that we're going to talk about was Alex Blandon, right? Which, for our Force of Will community, is infamous within Force of Will. But what happened? What happened with him now?
So I won't go into full details, because I haven't like personally been able to get the 100% full details from either of the parties, just because I haven't like delved in super hard at all. But the gist of it that I think is the baseline of what everyone is aware of is Blandon was at an event. He was in Top Cut. He needed to use the restroom multiple times. Eventually was told not to, and some sort of altercation happened, and he was banned from Argent Saga. I believe. Like I said, I'm a little sparse on the details, but from my understanding is he was banned from the game. And if that is correct, is he the first ban in Argent Saga, or is he the second?
I think he'd be the second one. I think somebody else was banned due to their activity on social media. I think offending people or something like that. But I also think I had seen on posted on, because we only have one side of this, and who knows where the story's coming from. But we see on the public groups. And I know one of them was just claiming that it was an issue of using the bathroom multiple times and the clock not being stopped as it is in other card games. So I know that was kind of a spark of some of the issue as to why the restroom was being frequented so much.
Yeah. I'm trying to find the banned player list for Argent Saga.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's they don't have one. Or at least it's not publicly available, which I'll mention that. You should make that publicly available, because local store owners, I think, should know that. That's always been a contention I had when in the past, questionable players were allowed to play at specific events at local stores that do different things, and I've always been very much opposed for that. Like, what's the point of banning if no one's aware of it, or if they're still allowed to attend events? So, not that I'm not talking about this ban specifically. That's just a general thought I had while trying to find that. But
we'll try to get more details on that, and hopefully bring it up in like next week's wrap up. But
the funny thing that someone had pointed out is that at this point, I think they said that's 3 games that Alex Blandon is banned from without ever actually cheating in a game before, which is pretty hilarious. Yeah. But hopefully we'll find out more details, or maybe if I can get somebody on here to talk about it. But it did cause quite an uproar in the community, not on the official Argent Saga page, but there's a side Argent Saga Facebook page, as well as a sort of meme posting page that talked about it, and looked like several other high-profile players. Most notably ones that obviously are associated with Alex Blandon's team might be dropping Argent Saga, so I'll be curious to see what happens there, or if they actually follow through with that or not, or if they're like, yeah, it sucks for you, actually. Now that I think about it, I'll keep playing, and,
for those of you who use Facebook, it is Argent Shark posting, I think the meme group is.
Yeah,
because there's some pretty good ones that are made.
There's great. I love meme pages, but And if you guys think we're not qualified to talk about this, Oscar and I are actually also banned as well from ever judging in Force of Will, at least for the next. I guess since the judge program was disbanded, are we technically indefinitely banned, or are we technically not banned anymore?
I think we laughed because we were talking about the other day. We're suspended from taking. No. We're banned from the program, but the program is suspended. So I was laughing as to whether or not our sentence is still being carried out now, and it'll be up whenever that up. How long were we banned? Like 5 years? I don't.
2 years. We were banned for 2 years for stupid dumb reason on one of the. It's fine to talk about now. I think it was the dumbest test I've ever taken.
I was just wondering, like, if it was gonna, carry out and be in 2 years, or because of the judge program being suspended, if that means our banning is also technically suspended. So that way, when it's being reenacted again for the judge program, they're like, oh yeah, your ban starts again now. So you've been banned for 2 months. It's like, oh.
I'll be curious if anyone actually, well, now they will, but if anyone actually remembers if the judge program comes back about that. But we're keeping the dream alive. But some wrap-up things, while I think Oscar was having some internet problems, it looks like.
No.
Okay, you're back now.
No, I never went anywhere.
No, on my screen, you're like jumpy everywhere.
Well, yeah, you flickered. It's probably your internet thing. So on the back end of things right now, so it's talking about the channel itself. We had an announcement video kind of going over the schedule going forward for things, the wrap-up being one of the newer things. Another newer thing was this week you may have seen gameplay go up. That was this week, right? Yeah. Between me and Joey using Untap. So when we play with Joey, we will be playing with Untap. When Colin and I can, that table in the background, we'll sit there and record physical card gameplay. But those will always be coming on Tuesday, so you can go check that out now. Me and Joey did a Melgus versus Lenneth. And I will say that at the very beginning, Joey is recording the footage and had some issues with, I guess, quality. It looks really burnt out. It's hard to read. You kind of get the idea of what's happening. At one of the later games, we're able to correct it, and then it looks the way it's going to look from this point on. But that's just something to keep in mind. Also, Colin and I will be playing a game here soon. That'll be going up on Patreon. You head over to patreon.com/TCGScrubs. You want to help support us. The Patreon podcast is open up to anybody on any tier, so $1 up. But the videos of us doing the gameplays, or extra gameplays, I should say, or even the deck profiles that anybody would send us,
or post-game analysis.
Post-game analysis, which we posted as well as when me and Joey talked about the last game. All of that's for the $5 up tiers, so you guys can check out our Patreon and see if any of that is what you like to see. Helps us a lot. I'm sure you hear that. Everybody was saying it helps us a lot. It really does. It helps us get places if we're going to go to an event. I know I want to go to that California event for Bite Ramen because I got my invite. And cool equipment. I got my microphone right here, and that was thanks to you guys and all sorts of doodads.
Yeah, and be sure to tune in tonight. We'll be recording the podcast live on our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/TCGScrubs. So be sure to join us, interact, ask questions, whatever you want to do. I'll start actually sharing that around now. And join us at the beginning of the new year for our number 100 podcast.
Yeah, so I was confused. And at some point, episode 94, the very next one just said 96. I thought this week we were recording episode 100, but no, it's recording 99 this week. And then we're going to take a break for the holidays, for Christmas. We should show up for right after New Year's, that podcast, if Joey's free. And then if not, it'll be a week later. But it should be that. What's that, Thursday? The 2nd? Yeah. There should be a live episode of episode 100. Crazy. 100 of those. I honestly can't believe it sometimes. We just get on and we just talk and we just blah, 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 blah. And it just, I don't know. Like, YouTube views plus, like, SoundCloud plays and all the plays on all the other, platforms listening to podcasts, like, really, really racks up if you go look at all the numbers. Like, yeah, it's dwindled down a little bit in the past, like, 6 months, but it may be the state of the game type of thing.
Yeah, I feel like it's mostly tied to the game. Maybe some YouTube stuff as well. But
when we was bumping, we were an average of like 500 across the board everywhere. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, but I'm pretty excited for that. I got some special stuff I'm trying to work into it, so it won't be anything crazy. But I'm hoping for some fun things and surprises during it. Yeah, and I'll be working on my special every 2-week video over Christmas break. Obviously, the schedule's a little wonky because of Christmas break, but once we come back, I should have that ready to go. And a lot of cool stuff for the new year, so I'm pretty excited. We'll wrap that up there. Thanks, guys, for joining us. We'll see you guys next week.
See ya.